Hey folks, how you doing? Glad to be back with you. Uh, I'm going to talk about something that I guess people have wondered about. It has to do with a future life. Life after death of this body. The body goes to the grave, but the soul moves on. But to where? Have we prepared a place for a future life? Have we prepared, for example, a temperament? Our temperament? How are we going to be? Are we going to be a lovely person, kind person, generous person? Oh, what type of person we want to be in our future life? We can plan for our temperament in our future life. We can plan here in this life for how we are going to be in our future life. Now, there is going to be a future life, no doubt about that. But the thing is, what will we be like? How will we be? You see? Are we going to torment ourselves in the next life? We prepare in this life, you see, for a wonderful venture in the next life. Now, there's a principle, or concept, saying that a principle is the same across all planes of becoming. Okay? So in this life, we prepare for how we want to live. People go to school, they make plans. They go to school to learn a trade or whatever, profession. I plan for marriage, plan to have children, plan to buy a house. We plan things for this life, things that we want to have. And this involves not only desire, but it involves our will too. We can will things to happen for us. You see. In the Christian tradition, the Christ says he has come to carry out the will of his Father. You see. So in our life, we send our will to carry out our will, what we want in this life. We become the Father in this instance, you see. And our will, if it follows that tradition, will say, I have come to carry out the will of my Father, meaning us. We have sent our will out, okay, to carry out, to fulfill our desires, our wishes, etc. This is what we do in this life. We do it with our imagination because we imagine what we want. And the imagination strengthens the will. It strengthens our desires too, you know. We imagine what we want and that desire builds up in us. But the same with the will. The will and the desire are two different things. Because the will functions, without passion. Desire functions with passion. Passion is a desire, or desire is a passion, you see. So, but not the will doesn't operate like that. The will is free of passion. Okay. So, saying that we can prepare in this life for the next life, because a principle is the same across all planes of becoming. The next life will be another plane of becoming. But we can prepare for it because this principle of preparation is the same. We prepare for it. You see? If you want a certain temperament in the next life, you prepare for it. You make your preparation here and now. You send your will, you send your will, okay, to take care of it. In other words, you will it to be. And the imagery, our imagination, feeds the will. It is like the will's nursemaid. You see? Or dreams. You see? In the Kemite tradition, in the mythology, there is the goddess Nephthys, or Nebhet, or Het Heru, which is the house of Heru. Or Nephthys is Isis' sister, you know. In the mythology, it's sisters, okay? And Nephthys is the nursemaid of the child that Isis conceived. Well, these things can be explained, you know what I mean? But anyway, we'll take it from there. That so Nephthys is the nursemaid, okay? And the child is Heru, which in this context is the will, okay? But Nephthys is a person of the night, a woman of the night. In other words, she deals with dreams and imagination, which are more powerful at night than at day because of the melatonin, the melanin content at night, the melatonin secreted at night, hence dream states the people enter into at night. They're powerful at night, more so than at day. But anyway, she is a nursemaid, and Heru, the will, feeds upon imagery. In other words, if we imagine something that we want, and we hold it in our consciousness, well, from time to time, you know, we think about it, imagine it, imagine success at what we want, okay? This imagery feeds our will. It gets us there. It gets us to what we want. Hence, the will. We have willed something to be, and it becomes true. We make it true by feeding the will imagery, imagining what we want. Like a person wants a car. He keeps his mind on it, and he works for it. And he gets it. It's the same thing, same principle. Okay. So now, when it comes to the future life, after death of the body, after death of the human body, we prepare now for the future. We will the temperament that we want in the future life. So our will carry out that wish for us. But we must keep the idea or the image of the temperament to feed the will, even though we're talking about something not in this life and in the next life. We can prepare in this life for the next life. And once we send the will off for that future destiny, it will continue on. We can stop it, but if we don't, it will continue on going. So that when we die, we will have what we had planned for. Just like the folks in this life who had made plans for the future, getting married and so forth and so on. If their will continues without being interfered with, like by passions or whatever, without being interfered with, a person will get what they want. But people too often let their passions interfere. So when it comes to our will going to the future life that we want after death of the body, we must keep our passions out of it. In fact, we can forget about that we sent the will off, maybe. It will continue to travel. As long as we don't do anything to stop it, that is passion-wise. Like change your mind. Okay. So living a life of moderation, you see, would be very helpful in this situation because moderation reduces passions. It reduces desire. It reduces greed. It reduces many, many things that will be an obstacle to the will in this life and if we send our will off to the future life. I know this sounds strange, but there's going to be a future life. I mean, if something happens once, it can happen again. We're living in this life, we can live a life again. But it would be a good idea, to prepare for the future life so that we can live under the conditions, the mental conditions, etc., that we would like to live under. Even under maybe material conditions, too. We can will certain material conditions to hold true for us. So the pharaohs and Kemet, the kings, they had no kind of jewels and wealth in their tomb with them. These are a real image. We see them, hence the image. Evidently, the king wanted this in his future life. Yes, they believed in a future life. So evidently, he wanted not those particular jewels, but anyway, jewels or this type of lifestyle in the future. So he put it in the tomb with him, the wealth. Some form of association. He associated his wealth with what he wanted in the future life. Wealth. And probably his kingship, too. You see. So, yes, we can make preparations. It involves our will. It involves our imagination. And exactly how we want to be in that future life. But living a life of moderation here in this life will be very helpful because there will be nothing much to interfere with our will as it journeys to a future life. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you found some interest in that. And subscribe. I have many more things to talk about. Many more things to talk about relative to transformations, the soul, eternity, etc. Okay. Tune in and subscribe. Thank you very much, and bye.